Well, hello and a very warm welcome. Thanks for tuning into News9 Live, ladies and gentlemen. Big developments that are trickling out of Kolkata. Of course, that's the R.G. Kar Medical College rape and horror case that the CBI is looking into at this point in time. The court has taken suo motu cognizance of it. But importantly, there was a meeting that was set to take place between the agitating doctors, a delegation of 30 of them, that were going to go to Nabana, the secretariat in West Bengal, in Kolkata, to meet the chief minister. Now, of course, that meeting could not take place because live telecast of that meeting seemed to be the bone of contention. Earlier, just 15 people were allowed to go. Later on, that number was increased to 30. But the Chief Minister, Mamata Banerjee, kept waiting for these protesting doctors inside the Nabana auditorium. It was an empty auditorium. We're going to play out those visuals also constantly on the screens. After which, she responded. She responded via a press conference that she carried out from the Secretariat press conference room, and she's made some startling revelations and given out some information as well. Of course, first and foremost, let me tell you that joining me here on the broadcast is News9 Live's input editor, Brijesh Pandey. Brijesh, first and foremost, she's spoken about the fact that there were cinematographers inside, 3 of them. Everything was going to be videographed. CBI is probing the case. It is sub judice, so not necessarily it's going to be possible for her to put it out in public domain, live stream the event. But interestingly, the biggest thing was that she apologized to the people of Bengal, saying that 25 people have died, 30 odd people are still awaiting their treatment. There's somebody who's waiting for a catheter change from kidney transplants. But she says, "Mujhe kursi ka koi moh maya nahi."
I think, we are witnessing a vintage Mamata Banerjee in action. The politician Mamata Banerjee, which has been missing for the last 1 month, has come back in action. When Mamata Banerjee says that I'm ready to apologize, I'm ready to resign from the post of chief ministership. If people of Bengal want, if this is what the agitating doctors want, I have no desire to be in the post of chief minister. I think this is a big breaking which is happening right now. This is what Mamata Banerjee said in a press conference which was addressed by her. The doctors, the agitating doctors, they said that the only reason they could have gone ahead with the meeting is if Mamata Banerjee would have allowed live streaming of that meeting. Mamata Banerjee said, as you very rightly pointed out, that it's a sub judice case. It's a case which is there in the Supreme Court, and there's no way we can allow this. But the entire meeting was going to be videographed by 3 camera persons who were stationed inside that particular meeting venue. But the doctors refused to do that. In the press conference, we kept on running up for the important points of that particular press conference, which came out that, she said that she has sympathy, she's willing to wait for more. The doctors were there on the hospital. But the big breaking news, Kabir, which is coming right now, is the fact that Mamata Banerjee has said that she is ready to resign. And
Let's listen in, Brijesh. Let's quickly play that reaction out for our viewers. Listen in to what the Chief Minister of West Bengal has to say on this stepping down aspect that we're right now discussing.
আমি মানুষের স্বার্থে এমনকি নিজে পদত্যাগ করতেও রাজি আছি। আমার মুখ্যমন্ত্রীর পদ চাই না, কিন্তু আমি চাই মানুষ বিচার পাক, তিলোত্তমা বিচার পাক, আর সাধারণ মানুষ চিকিৎসা পাক।
That's the reaction that we just played out. Now, Brijesh, there is some sort of logical backing with her reasoning as well. For all the pointers that she has put out, she said, I've waited for 2 hours, I will wait for some more time as well.
That's the reason I said that the Mamata Banerjee, the politician, which was missing for the first 1 month, is now back in action. And how? For the first 1 month, she has taken a very, hard stance, saying that, she's not going to be bullied, she's not going to be cowed down by the agitating doctors. She knows who is funding and financing the entire protest which is going on. And if Kolkata police doesn't do it a proper job, I will, personally hand over the probe to the CBI. I think, she realized, I think in the last week or so, that there's no point for her to lose the hard-earned goodwill as far as this particular case is concerned. And that is the reason why, despite the Supreme Court saying that, if the protesting doctors don't return to duty on 10th at 5 p.m., the state government is free to take any action it feels like. Basically, it can proceed against the erring doctors as far as under the ESMA law and all. But Mamata Banerjee refused to do so. And today is being seen as how now she is doing a climb down in order to make sure that the political image of Mamata Banerjee doesn't suffer because of this particular protest or agitating doctor which is going on. And that is the reason why she says at the finale of the parting shot of that press conference was that I'm not power hungry, I'm not hungry for the post of chief ministership. If people of West Bengal want me to resign, I will resign and I'll give up. I think, this is a counter to the agitation and the kind of, the back foot which Mamata Banerjee has on. And I think this will also galvanize the Trinamool cadre and all to come forward and find some sort of a middle way as far as this particular protest which is going on. Kabir?
Yeah, you rightly pointed out, it will galvanize the Trinamool cadre. But I must put forth this question as well, because we've already gotten visuals of Lokesh Chatterjee, sitting and protesting at the other BJP protest sites. They've been demanding for the Chief Minister's resignation from day one. How will this play out in terms of the political slugfest that has now surrounded the Arjikar
I think,
murder and
to be
rape?
honest, Mamata Banerjee is not very overtly bothered about what the BJP is protesting. The BJP, as any opposition party or the leading opposition party of the state, would definitely swing to action and will demand the chief minister's resignation. I think, the BJP will now go forward and say that why don't you resign? Why don't you walk the talk and not only say and not, actually go ahead and resign over this ghastly, rape and murder case of Dr. Abhya. But I think, what Mamata Banerjee is basically trying to do is Mamata Banerjee is making an emotional outreach to the agitating doctors. She is more concerned about the agitating doctors than with the BJP because she has politically settled the equation as to who is the biggest party as far as West Bengal is concerned. And that is the reason why the appeal of Mamata Banerjee or Mamata Banerjee's assertion that she is ready to resign comes only for the agitating doctors and not for the Bharatiya Janata Party. But Bharatiya Janata Party will definitely use this particular soundbite of Mamata Banerjee to up the ante and say that, our protest will continue till the chief minister resigns or till the chief minister listens to the 5 demand which has been put forth by the agitating doctors.
The pressure that they've been trying to put on Mamata Banerjee. First, the list was only allowed for 15 representatives. That was said to be, increased to 30. After that, 32 people ended up reaching at the Nabana. And they were allowed entry inside it. I mean, their names were registered. People were now thinking that if they've been able to put the right kind of pressure, maybe the live telecast ends up happening. But that's not the case. She ended up by saying that I apologize to all of Bengal. This Arjikar impasse could not be ended today. In the days to come, what can one expect?
Well, she's very subtly tried to put back the onus of reaching out to Mamata Banerjee on the agitating doctors. The chief minister, or the humane side of the chief minister, which many found, lacking or missing in the last 28 days or 25 days, is now back in action. And that is the reason why, we have seen how Mamata Banerjee said that the people of Bengal wants, I am willing to resign, I'm not willing to step back, I'm not power hungry, I'm not hungry for the post of chief minister. Basically, this is only a reach out for the agitating doctors, for her cadre, to counter mobilize and make sure that a message is sent that that she's not hankering after power, but you'll have to walk 2 steps, I'll have to walk 2 steps, and we can meet in the middle. But doctors are not ready for that. But let's wait how this particular situation pans out.
Absolutely. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, let's quickly listen in to that reaction once again. Listen in to the Chief Minister of West Bengal where she says, I waited for 2 hours. It's sub judice. CBI is probing this. We cannot live stream this particular meeting, but I want justice to prevail. I am not power hungry. This is not about the chief ministerial post. Listen in to Mamata Banerjee.
আমি মানুষের স্বার্থে এমনকি নিজে পদত্যাগ করতেও রাজি আছি। আমার মুখ্যমন্ত্রীর পদ চাই না, কিন্তু আমি চাই মানুষ বিচার পাক, তিলোত্তমা বিচার পাক আর সাধারণ মানুষ চিকিৎসা পাক। আমি মানুষের স্বার্থে এমনকি নিজে পদত্যাগ করতেও রাজি আছি। আমার মুখ্যমন্ত্রীর পদ চাই না, কিন্তু আমি চাই মানুষ বিচার পাক, তিলোত্তমা বিচার পাক আর সাধারণ মানুষ চিকিৎসা পাক।
All right, then, that was the reaction coming from the Chief Minister. Another important point that from the rough translation that whilst the press conference was on, the response to the doctors, that's how people were, putting it. She said media trial or media vilification is not the way to go. I mean, it does throw some light on how Mamata Banerjee, being the Chief Minister of the state, is also perceiving this particular case. It seems like there's something is being done and media trial is not the way to go, is what Chief Minister says.
What is very interesting, Kabir, is that most of these parties, who have risen through ranks and, who have been demanding probity at all levels and, who have been the high advocate of probity when it comes to others, suddenly have a different set of rules when the probity angle stares at you. And this is what we have witnessed. This is the case with Aam Aadmi Party. This is the case with Mamata Banerjee right now as we are speaking. I mean, even if the doctors, for a political appointee, for a political person, it's very risky for you to go live. When the doctors can ask you X number of very difficult questions to answer for which you'll not be able to and which makes you look bad. So I understand the apprehension of the Chief Minister. But I think, far more concrete effort needs to be made from the Chief Minister's side, which will at least send a message that the Chief Minister of West Bengal means business. And I think this is first salvo in that regard, because Mamata Banerjee has made it very clear of what she wants to do. She has made it very clear and made an emotional appeal to the people and also to the cadre at large that she doesn't want power, she's not hankering after it. But I think, the situation has now come to a point where there only 2 things happen. Either Mamata Banerjee's cadre galvanize and gather around her and, treat this as an optional protest which is happening. Or the second option is that it is going to give major fillip to the agitation which is going on, because they feel that if they can force the chief minister to come on TV, say this thing, this means that we can push her for more. And that blowback is going to happen from tomorrow onwards. So from tomorrow onwards, I think rather couple of hours from now on, I think we are going to see either a re-energized, renewed vigor in the agitation which is going on, and also a massive pushback as far as Bharatiya Janata Party is concerned.
You're absolutely right, because the Philip, and we'll have to wait and find out as to which side is the Libra scale essentially tilting towards. Is it the administration that is with Mamata Banerjee, or is it with the doctors? But, let's put those visuals out in full frame where she's waiting in an empty auditorium, and, the optics of those images as well, Brijesh. Whilst we look at these visuals of her sitting with the administrative head, she goes on to say that she was waiting for 2 hours. I mean, how will this particular visual play out in the psyche of the common man that is, of course, angry with what's happened at Arjikar, and, of course, the financial irregularities, and the fact that there hasn't been a single arrest for the last, more than a fortnight?
You know what the Trinamool Congress is doing, and what their member of parliaments have been doing ever since the investigation was handed over to the CBI, is they're saying what new the CBI has done. The protesting doctors very rightly pointing out that there have been alteration to the scene of crime. There have been new construction near where the ghastly rape and
renovation per se.
Renovation has happened, and these are inexcusable. Nobody is trying to defend it. But what the Trinamool Congress is trying to do is Trinamool Congress is trying to send a counter narrative. They are saying that yes, we agree, all this XYZ has happened, but what happened to the CBI investigation? Dr. Sandeep Ghosh, who was earlier alleged as a mastermind, is something who has been arrested for alleged financial irregularities. She has not been arrested by the CBI for the rape and murder case, of which earlier, he said that at least he's privy to, or his mastermind. And, people are not getting answers for those uncomfortable questions which were raised earlier. The questions like, is human organ trade rampant in that particular hospital, or there's a massive level of, irregularities of all kind which was taking place. So those questions are yet to be answered. And they're trying to play on that. And I think this climb down is basically a climb down to make sure that the image, the denting of image, or the slight denting of image of a chief minister is rectified. She's again perceived as somebody who only, live for the people of Bengal, not hanker power. It's not a first time we have seen her do that, and she has done it effectively. So it'll be very interesting to see how from tomorrow onward the entire situation is going to play out.
The chronology of it all, Brijesh, I mean, look at it. It reached a crescendo. We were expecting the meeting to take place yesterday. It did not happen. I'm sure so many shows got cancelled across various media rooms, in the country. The same happened today. From 15, that number went on to 30. The delegation finally reached the secretariat. There was some sort of, a crescendo-like scene right outside the Nabanna as well. They weren't allowed inside, and the chief minister was seen waiting for them all alone. Finally, the meeting did not take place. Mamata Banerjee responds, says she's apologized to the people of Bengal, and says, I'm not power hungry. If need be, I would step down. Now, it's going to be interesting to see whether this acts as a fillip for the agitating opposition in the state of West Bengal, that's the Bharatiya Janata Party, or does it give some sort of, a galvanized power to the Trinamool cadre or the resident doctors that might feel now that, we can even pressurize and push the chief minister to go and respond and give a press conference as well. We're going to slip into a quick commercial break here, ladies and gentlemen, but you know what? We'll leave you with the reaction. Listen in to what Mamata Banerjee had to say. Once again, she says, I apologize, and I'm not power hungry. If need be, I'll step down as well.
আমি মানুষের স্বার্থে এমনকি নিজে পদত্যাগ করতেও রাজি আছি। আমার মুখ্যমন্ত্রীর পদ চাই না, কিন্তু আমি চাই মানুষ বিচার পাক, তিলোত্তমা বিচার পাক, আর সাধারণ মানুষ চিকিৎসা পাক। আমি মানুষের স্বার্থে এমনকি নিজে পদত্যাগ করতেও রাজি আছি।